Hello and welcome to another Halo video here on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get every skull on Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection. This doesn't include the Acrophobia skull that was added later on in Season 2, but if you want to get that one, check the link in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. First on our list of skulls to get is Sierra 117's Blind Skull. This skull is going to be pretty much at the very beginning of the mission. If you're using the Acrobat Skull, you can just fly past all the enemies and then just jump off the rock right here. And that's where you'll find it. There's one more skull on Sierra 117. It'll be the Iron Skull. If you have Acrobat, you can just fly right on over here to this platform and grab it. If you don't have Acrobat on or just don't believe in flying, you could just walk the regular way and just walk all the way around the platform, and there you go. Next skull on our list is the Blackeye Skull on Crow's Nest. Easiest way to get this is to jump and just fly up there, but if you don't want to fly, you can just walk up these steps and then jump onto the gun rack to the right, and then jump up onto the support beam, and then jump straight up onto the vent.
Any birds less than 5 minutes out, bring them in. Tell everything else to scatter. Aye, aye.
Next, we will also find the Grunt birthday party skull on Crow's Nest. Now, it's farther into the mission here. Once you get to this part where there's a bunch of drones flying around, you just slowly walk off this edge backwards and then walk forward when you get close to it. If you fall off and you have the Acrobat Skull, you can just fly up and grab it. The next skull on our list is going to be on Savo Highway, and it's going to be the Tough Luck Skull. Once you get past that force field that's blocking your way, you will have a chance to jump off this bridge here. You can jump off the left side and go underneath this, what looks to be an oil pipeline. And then you just jump onto these platforms here and go around it. Again, if you have the Acrobat Skull, you can just fly, and that would probably save you some time. For the next one, you're going to actually have to disable the Acrobat Skull, as the skull will not appear if you have it on. So on the mission The Storm, once you get to the first beach area, which you have to go and take out some AA guns, just grab the Warthog, take out everything over here. As long as it doesn't say loading done or anything like that, this should be good. You're going to want to drive up this silo just on the side of it with the front of the Warthog. And then you're going to want to crouch jump off the Warthog onto the roof of the silo. For the skull on the mission Floodgate, you're actually just going to have to shoot a flood form out of the sky at the very beginning of the mission. Best way is to use the BR and just don't aim in so that your aim assist can help you. So just shoot it a few times while the reticle is red, and he should just drop the Fog Skull. Next up, we have two skulls on the mission The Ark. The first one is going to be after the Downed Saber. If you have the Acrophobia mod, you do not need to do this, but if you don't, you should just grab a ghost, kill the other ghost driver, and then go up this rock formation, and then angle yourself nicely so that when you use your boost, you can fly off onto the ramp in front of you. Once you're on the ramp, drive all the way to the end of the ramp, and then you're going to want to do a grenade jump up to the platform. Again, if you have the Acrophobia, you will just have to fly up there. Next up is Cowbell on the same mission The Ark. When you're fighting the Scarab, you're going to want to grab a grav lift from the bottom building, and then when you get to this stairway, you can either fly up with Acrophobia, or you can just toss down the grav lift and try to jump at the right moment. With any luck, you can get it your first try. If not, you do get a checkpoint just before getting here that you can just keep going back to. Next up is the Thunderstorm Skull on the mission The Covenant. When you get into the Hornet, you can actually just fly up to this next platform and then walk up the ramp to the skull. If you have acrophobia, you're going to need to still get in the Hornet for a couple seconds to get the loading or checkpoint, and then you can just fly up there without the Hornet. Next is the I Would Have Been Your Daddy Skull. What you're going to want to do when you get in here is clear the room all the way up to the Prophet of Truth, and then clear the room all the way back after killing him. Once you've done that, from the room you started in, you're going to want to jump through the halos in a sequence. The sequence is going to be the 4th, the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, the 5th, the 3rd, and then the 4th one last time. Once you've done this, if you've done it correctly, the halos will start lighting up in a sequence and then making sound that correlates to like a song of some sorts. Now, if it doesn't start lighting up, you can always just go back and start jumping through them again. Double check that you're jumping through the right halos if you weren't able to complete it. Again, the numbers start from the entrance and end at the Prophet. Once you've noticed that the halos have started to blink in a sequence, you just have to walk over to the energy bridge connecting the halos and the Prophet. The Tilt Skull is located on the mission Cortana. Partly through the mission, you'll find a hole that you drop down to into a room here. I'd say clear the room and then start jumping up to the top. You're going to want to jump onto this right here. And then you want to jump up to this like spore thing. And then you can jump up to this spore thing. And then you walk across this tentacle and then you can grab the skull. Finally, we have the Mythic Skull on the mission Halo. It's at the very beginning of the mission. When you run up this platform here at the spawn, just take a right inside this cave and you'll find the last skull of the campaign. After that, we will move on to the multiplayer skulls. The first skull we're going to grab is on the map Assembly, so let's head into Forge and then we're going to fly up to one of these cable lines. There's only 2 of them, so it won't be too hard to find. But once you find it, just jump out of Forge and land on the platform and grab it. Next up, on the map Citadel, you're going to want to go to the middle of the map and then look towards the blue side. Once you walk towards the blue side, go to the second pillar on the right and then fly up with Forge. When you get up there, you want to look straight up, and then you want to get out of Forge and hold X or E, depending on if you're using keyboard or controller. On the map Heretic, you're going to want to look towards the side with the windows. If you're looking at the side with the windows, just fly up and then turn right. It'll be in the venting on the right side of the room if you're facing the windows. On the Longshore map, all you need to do is go over to the shark build board on the right side of the map. Once you do that, you can go over to this venting, jump from either side, preferably the far side closer to the water, and you just got to go out of Forge on the ledge there, grab the skull, and if you think you're going to fall, oh well, if you already have the skull, you'll get the achievement. Next on our list is the map Orbital. You're going to want to go to the middle of the map where you can find a rocket launcher next to a hole. You're going to want to go into Forge and you're going to want to fly up into the right. The skull will be on a platform to the right side here. To get on it, you just have to jump out of Forge right here, land on the platform, and then you can either crouch or just walk around to grab it. Lastly, we're going to Sandbox, and for this one you're going to need to overload the map. To do this, you just grab as many trip mines as you can, set all of the respawn times to 10 seconds, and then start spamming them on the ground as the Spartan. You do this until the map starts to despawn and everything starts to delete itself. The reason you do this is because those giant platforms with lights start to shoot lasers at you whenever you try to get outside of the map. Now, if you walk between these two pillars right here, the sun's on the left, and then there's a giant sand dune on the right, you'll be able to find the skull. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want to see more Halo content in the future, let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see. I'd also like to do a shout out to my members here on the channel, Gizmo and Ashton. Thank you guys for the support.